Hello, amazing. You are amazing. My name is June Moon, and I am the CEO and founder of Hello Amazing. I wanted to come to you specifically today, Monday, March 16th, because we are experiencing something that probably has not happened before on a global measure. We are combating a global virus. And such, we have taken precautions to stop the spread of this virus by closing schools and everything except for grocery stores and pharmacies. People are being asked to self-isolate and quarantine themselves in a manner that I, as a 46-year-old, have never experienced before. Yesterday, I had the unique opportunity to take part of what also was a global initiative, which was sponsored by The Well and Gina Breedlove and Emmanuel Brown, who are healers and organizers of the community who have been reaching out to provide something that will allow us all to feel community virtually and a little bit less frightened, and knowing that we have something and other people to rely on. In times like these, you do reach out to the healers and the helpers, and you'll see them everywhere. And so I also wanted to take this time to speak specifically about Hello Amazing, the app and the channel. This channel here on YouTube and forthcoming channels on Roku and Fire Stick, because the information has to get out there. And I feel like this is a very important time to begin speaking about what sound and frequency does and who we are as very unique individuals with lots of inner power. And I feel like this is a crucial time to begin reinforcing ourselves and knowing that we are sound bodies. We are instruments. We are frequency made manifest. And the only thing that will continue to help us is to utilize our own bodies, to utilize our own sound, to create vibration and frequency that is healing not only to our individual bodies, our individual selves, but also that vibration goes out. And so that people who are in our household, in our neighborhoods, on our block, on our street, can also feel those vibrations and frequency, even if they don't have any idea that is happening. The reason that I created Hello Amazing was because of several new acquaintances of mine that were in crisis about 3 years ago. I had come into the community of Greensboro, North Carolina, specifically the LGBTQ community, who were also activists and organizers. They had spent some time in Charlotte during the Charlotte uprising to protest the killing of a defenseless black man. They had gone to Charlotte from Greensboro and from many other areas. And in the midst of that protest, someone else was shot, another black man. Many of them witnessed that. And immediately that triggered trauma from their past. And a lot of them went into crisis mode. And I really want to be serious and let you know how serious the situation was, because crisis modes means that they did not want to live any longer. These are people who necessarily did not have access to a therapist, or who had also been harmed by the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, who had not been treated fairly, acknowledged with their gifts, and did not have access to those professionals. I did a brain storm. I did some research and started to find out that, of course, music is therapy. Who knows what you listen to, but it is often the first thing that we go to when we're sad or when we're happy, when it's time to get ready, when it's time to clean, when it's time to go out for the night. Many of us often press play. So we know that music is therapy. Now we have seen through years of ancient realizations and study that we can be intentional with how music serves as therapy for us and as healing, because those sounds and vibrations have healing effects that go directly to our brains and directly to several chakras and meridians. Now, I am not an expert on any of these things. I am a writer and a scholar and a researcher and someone who has been gifted with various abilities to learn quickly and to recall that information. I am in no way a doctor. If you have issues that are troubling you, that are chronic, of course, we must say as a disclaimer to seek out professional help. Okay? But for others of you, this is an accompaniment to what you're already knowing and learning. When I did the research, I discovered that certain frequencies, brainwave entrainments, so phasal frequencies, nature sounds, and that is why I'm out here in nature with you today, have a definite effect on our brain and our emotions and our moods. And so we can start to use those frequencies to intentionally create new neural pathways and new feelings, and also to secrete different hormones and chemicals that will allow us anything under the sun. Specifically, what Hello Amazing does is take 15 minutes, and that is a number that we have taken from the studies at UNC and at Harvard, so that 15 minutes can also be 30 or 45, depending upon what the effect is that you would like to receive in yourself. We've put together sounds, around 8 or 9 sounds that you can actively listen to right now, that is accessible on the YouTube channel, the Hello Amazing YouTube channel. We're working every day to provide new updates for Roku and the Fire Stick, because we want you to have access to this. We want you to know that you're not alone. We want you to know that even in the midst of this, if you stay still and close your eyes, you will know your true self. You will come back into who you really are, and you'll find that the anxiety that is being exponentially shared can be controlled very, very simply. You can use your own self to go into yourself by closing your eyes and finding a quiet place. If you cannot, if you don't have access to that, or if the anxiety is too great, Hello Amazing is a wonderful tool. So we will be sharing some breathing exercises today, as well as a mudra. I would like to give thanks to Gina Breelove, to Emmanuel Brown of the Well and Transvisible Hub, as well as some online mentors that I watch. And I don't remember everyone's last name, but I do remember Lana, who provides a guided meditation around abundance. I do remember Ralph with Infinite Waters, who has, become an incredible inspiration. And also Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I will be sharing the breathing technique that he shares, and I will be providing a mudra for you as well. So I'll be right back. Hello, amazing. You are amazing. The last two things I want to share are a breathing exercise and a mudra. And by the way, 741 is the solfeggio frequency for anxiety. And I know we're experiencing a lot of it on this first day that the world has truly changed and shifted. Dr. Joe Dispenza does a very unique breathing exercise. He recommends that it is an ability to start from the base of your body, your bottom, tighten that muscle, and then to tighten the abdomen, and then to tighten the upper chest, constrict the throat, and hold that, and then release a breath that goes out through the very top of your head. He says that this breath releases stored energy. Now, I am someone who practices Kundalini energy, and we often do kriyas that will activate that energy and bring it up from the base of the spine, up the spinal cord, which of course is a part of the brain, into the medulla oblongata, and then forward and up through the rest of the brain, and then out. And so I'd like to share and move with you in that breathing exercise. Now, you won't be able to see me clench, but I will be clenching. And he says that it is likening to the muscle that if you had diarrhea, how you would stop that flow. That is the first muscle that is engaged and tightened. So tighten that up. And I just did it. The next is your abdomen. I'm going to bring that in. Then my chest. I'm going to bring that in. And then my throat. I'm going to bring that in. And I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to hold it for 5 seconds. And then I'm going to pretend or imagine that I'm releasing it out through the top of my skull. All right? Ready? Clenching the bottom. Clenching the abs. Clenching the chest. The throat. Now you can continue to do that. He has recommendations on drjoedispenza.com. Whenever I have done it, I have experienced a complete shift in my attitude, a complete shift in some sadness that I had felt, and that elevated me to feel better, to forget about what it was I was sad about, and to be hopeful. And to know that this, as long as I am in control of this body, that is the only thing that I can control. But I find freedom in that control, and I find power in that control, and I hope you will too. So I encourage you to find deep breathing exercises that are effective for you, but breathing is central to everything we do. Now, the Kalasavara Mudra, you will bring your middle fingers together. You're going to let your index fingers touch at the second joint. You're going to let your thumbs connect, and the remaining fingers are inward. This is the Kalasavara Mudra. Again, I am not a specialist on anything, and I don't think any of us are in reality. The more I know, the more ignorant I become. But I do know this. that mudras are connected to other signals that will allow us that deliberate and intentional change that I spoke about earlier. You can hold this from anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. And I love to layer. So I would say do this mudra while doing the breath and listening to 741 hertz, which I will provide as a soundtrack to this very first introduction to Hello Amazing, to me, and to our video and virtual healing that will be taking place. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Be amazing.